Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the Pop Rivet and the Pop Rivet gun. If you've been keeping up with my channel, I recently posted a video showing how to reattach a loose Gold Strike accessory back to the Hunter Goldwing just by using a Pop Rivet. Well, after I posted that video, some of you reached out to me and asked me to expand a little bit more on the Pop Rivet and the Pop Rivet gun. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Pop Rivet and show you how to use different assortments of Pop Rivets that you can use in everyday applications. If you already have experience using Pop Rivets and you know how to use the Pop Rivet gun, this video is not for you. This video is for someone out there that has not used the Pop Rivet gun or may not necessarily know the uses and how to apply it in everyday applications. So if this applies to you and you want to know a little bit more about the Pop Rivet gun and how to use it, I want you to stay tuned to this video, and I'm going to show you how to use the Pop Rivet and the Pop Rivet gun on different assortments of everyday applications. So let's get started. So let's take a closer look at the Rivet gun. So we have the Rivet gun and we have a spot for different assortments of sizes. And we have an assortment of different Pop Rivets. So they range from big to small, and you even have a medium-sized Pop Rivet. So depending on the size you need will determine the size of Pop Rivet that you are going to use. Well, what is a Pop Rivet? A Pop Rivet is a blind fastener, and they have actually been around since the 1920s, and you can use these to replace whales, screws, nuts, and bolts. They're very strong, and they are used to joining pieces of metal together. Again, you can use metal, wood, plastic, so depending on your application. Now, looking at the Pop Rivet gun, it comes with a hex key for removing the mandrel insert. So you have different sizes depending on the Pop Rivet that you're going to use. So to speed up the process, I'm going to use a 7/16 deep well socket just to remove the mandrel insert. Now, the Pop Rivet is made of two pieces. This long piece is called the mandrel, and the piece on the fat piece is actually called the rivet body. So you have to find the size that you need. So for example, if I needed to switch to a smaller size, I can take off this mandrel insert and I can go with a smaller insert for the smaller Pop Rivets. So it just depends on the size that you're going to need. So you have to determine what size Pop Rivet that you're going to need. And it has a spot to place. It has a spot to keep up with these mandrels inserts. So I'm going to just tighten this back down just so we can keep up with them. I'm going to put back the largest mandrel insert that I could find. And you have to determine the size of the mandrel that you're going to use depending on your application. For the smaller, you want to go with the smaller like that. You have a medium, you can go with the medium. Here's a mid-size, you can go with that. So just depending on the size of the Pop Rivet will determine the size of the insert head that you're going to put inside of the rivet gun. So now that we understand how to insert the pop rivet, let's look to see how a pop rivet is actually used. A pop rivet is used to join two pieces of metal together. So if I wanted to join these two pieces of metal together, I can use a pop rivet. So let's take a closer look at how the pop rivet is going to work. Okay. Now we need to first determine which size pop rivet that we are going to use. So I'm going to use a digital caliper, and this is just a demonstration on determining the size of the mandrel to insert. I'm going to turn on my digital caliper, and I got it set to millimeters. So if I wanted to use this mid-size pop rivet, I need to determine the size of the rivet body, and I'm going to use that with my digital caliper. Now, you don't have to use a digital caliper. I'm just doing this to show you how it works. So using millimeters, this shows about a 4.6, 4.7. So I need to make sure that I use a drill bit that's going to have the same measurements or close to it. So I'm going to take my pop rivet and just kind of look at some of the assortments of drill bits, and I'm looking to get about a 4.7. That's too small, so I need to determine the size. That's a 4.6. So let's see if we can. That's a good match. That's a 4.7. So I'm going to take a drill bit that's going to be comfortable to the same size of the rivet body. Okay. So now that I've determined the size, okay, I'm going to take my drill. So I'm going to drill a hole inside of this metal, and I'm just doing this just to show you how it works. I'm going to put it on my vise. So now I drilled a hole through the metal. Just to show you how this is going to work. That mandrel I want to make sure that the rivet body can go through the hole like so. As you guys can see. Now, I'm going to take my rivet gun. I've already measured the mandrel size head, or the mandrel size. I'm going to stick it through the hole that I've already drilled. And now I'm going to just squeeze. I'm going to just squeeze my rivet gun. As you can see, it's flaring out. And at some point, it's going to pop the mandrel out of the rivet body. Just keep squeezing. And it popped the rivet head from the mandrel. So now we can discard the mandrel. So as you can see, this is how a rivet actually attaches to the metal. Now, this is permanent, but you can actually remove it. So to remove it, we're going to take the same size drill bit or a little bit smaller, and we're going to drill out the pop rivet. So I'm going to go to my workbench and I'm going to just drill. I'm going to drill into the head of the pop rivet. I'm going to take the same size drill bit and drill. And as you can see, the pop rivet comes right out. So even though you use a pop rivet, which is permanent, you can actually remove it just by drilling the pop rivet on the top of the rivet head. Now, so I'm going to show you how to join these two pieces of metal together. So I'm going to take my bench vise, and this is just for demonstration purposes. I'm going to flatten out this piece of metal using my bench vise, and I'm going to flatten this metal out. So now, as you can see, the metal is flat, and we're going to drill a hole through this metal. I'm going to select my mandrel. Just want to make sure that I have the proper size that's going to fit. Okay, now, so to join the two pieces of metal together, I'm going to take my pop rivet, push it through on one end. It's going to go through both ends of the metal. I'm going to take my rivet gun, insert in the mandrel, and I'm going to lay this on the side so you can see this, how it actually works. So if I was going to join these two pieces together, I'm going to squeeze my rivet gun. Squeeze. It's bringing that metal closer together, as you guys can see, and it's going to pull the mandrel through the rivet body. So I'm going to keep squeezing until it pulls the mandrel through the rivet body, like so. There's the mandrel, and this is the rivet that I put through the metal, and that's not going anywhere. Okay, those two pieces of metal are joined together. If I wanted to put another pop rivet through, all I have to do is drill just to demonstrate. Take my drill bit, So if I wanted to take a second mandrel or a second pop rivet, I want to verify that the rivet body goes through. I'm going to take my Pop Rivet gun, and now I can squeeze, keep squeezing. I'm gonna squeeze until it pulls the mandrel out of the rivet body. So just keep squeezing. Squeeze. Just like so. There's the mandrel. The rivet body is through the metal, and those two metals are joined together. They're not coming loose. They're not detaching. And the thing I like about these pop rivets is that you can join metal together. You can replace wales, adhesive, screws, nuts, and bolts. So it gives you a smooth finish. It's permanent, but you can remove it. So one more quick demonstration on how to remove the pop rivets. If I just wanted to remove it, I'm gonna take that same drill bit and I'm gonna drill through the head of the rivet body. Back it out. As you can see, that pop rivet is out. I'm going to drill the head of the second pop rivet. And that rivet is out. So even though the pop rivets are permanent, you can remove them, but they are strong and they're great for joining metal together. So if you needed a smaller one, all you have to do, I'm gonna demonstrate this last time with the smaller one. I'm gonna take off the head and I'm gonna verify the size mandrel that I need. So I'm gonna attach the smaller attachment for the smaller pop rivet. Gonna find the mandrel size. That is the correct size. Now, I need to find the size, the correct drill bit. I'm gonna take my digital caliper, and it looks like around a 3, 3.1, 3.2 on the size of the pop rivet. I'm gonna look for the appropriate size drill bit. It looks like the right size. So now that I find the correct size, I'm gonna take my drill, take the appropriate size drill bit. I'm gonna drill my hole. Now that I've drilled my hole, I'm gonna take my pop rivet and just verify that it fits and it stops at the flange. So it doesn't have to be perfect because the flange is going to stop it from going all the way through. Okay. I'm gonna take my second piece of metal. Gonna verify that my pop rivet goes through, stops at the flange. So if I wanted to join this metal together with a smaller pop rivet, just gonna push it through like so. I'm gonna take my rivet gun, push through on the mandrel, and as you can see, it's flaring out on the end, bringing those two pieces of metal together, and it's gonna pull the mandrel out of the rivet body like that. Now, to remove that pop rivet, I'm gonna take the same drill bit that I used to insert the pop rivet. I'm gonna drill a hole. As you guys can see, the pop rivet comes right out. Now, I'm gonna give you a quick look at another rivet that I have on my Honda Goldwing that I didn't show you in the last video. So if you look on the side of my Honda Goldwing, as you guys can see, I also put a pop rivet into the side of the Gold Strike light. Now, if I open my saddlebag, you actually can't see the pop rivet because when I put the pop rivet through, I actually got on the back side of the plastic and I was able to put the pop rivet through, and I reattached it back to the Honda Goldwing. So when I open my saddlebag, you will not see the pop rivet. So I could have drilled it all the way through, but I wanted to make sure that the pop rivet was hidden. So I only drill through the plastic molding on the side of the Honda Goldwing. So as you guys can see, if you look, I have a pop rivet on the side of the light, and this light is not going anywhere. Now let's look. So this is what it looks like with the light on. There's a pop rivet on the saddlebag light. And let's look on the other side. So looking on the other side, if I get a little bit closer, you can see that I have a pop rivet right there. If I open up my saddlebag, you do not see, there is no pop rivet. You can't see it because I attached it to the molding on the side of the Honda Goldwing. So I took off the molding and ran the pop rivet through the molding and reattached it to the Goldwing without running all the way through the saddlebag. So now the Gold Strike light is permanently attached. I don't have to worry about the double-sided tape coming loose because I have it attached with the pop rivets. So if you look around to the side of the saddlebag, you can actually see the two pop rivets that I showed you in the previous video. Now let's look on the other side. Looking on the other side, if you look closely, you'll see I got a small pop rivet here and a small pop rivet here for a total of 3. 2 on the back and the 1 pop rivet on the side. So I'm hoping that this video helps some of you out, some of you that might have seen the pop rivet, or some of you that might have never used a pop rivet. I'm hoping that this video helps some of you guys out. Maybe some of you out there may have a problem with your Gold Strike accessory, and the Pop Rivet tool is a great tool for reattaching the pop rivet on a more permanent basis. Double-sided tape will work, but it only will work temporarily. So I hope this video helps some of you guys out. If you guys like this video and would like to see more videos on some of the tools that I use here in the Caliente garage, be sure to put that down in the comment section below. And also check the description of the video. I will include a link to where you guys could pick up the Pop Rivet gun and some of the pop rivets just like I've used here in this video. If you like this video, click the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of my videos. See you. Now, if you already have experience and you know how to use the Pop Rivet gun, my phone always rings every time I make a video. GoPro, stop recording.